Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, this is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of Trailmakers, and today we are going to be building a flying plane with a detachable submarine that falls into the water and drives underwater and then leaves the plane going off to crash somewhere. Now, this is a request that I've actually seen a lot since the detachable block came out, and finally we're getting to do it. Now, we've made subs that fly, we've made planes that go underwater, we've made multi-purpose vehicles like that. This is not going to be one of those. This is going to be a separate submarine and plane thing, in which I think we're going to start with a submarine first. We're going to build a relatively small and simple submarine that can just drive easily underwater. And then we're going to build a plane around it that basically carries it. And then we press a button and the submarine's just going to fall into the water from the plane and go on from there. So I think that'd be kind of a cool thing to try out. Now the question is, how much submarine are we going to have? Because it's really easy just to make like the most simple kind of submarine, where all you really do is just you have your diving bell and then you use your underwater propellers, one on each side like this, and you got a working submarine. You just press space and this works, right? So the easiest thing would just be to make a plane around this, but I kind of want it to be cooler than that. I would like it if the submarine was also part of the plane functionality. So having maybe like the tail fin detached from the plane with the submarine, and then we can use that to drive around the water as well. So these are things we're gonna have to think about. So let's test out some submarine concepts that could also translate into adding to plane controls. So the first thing I'm thinking about is maybe just something as simple as a tail that will give our plane pitch and our submarine some extra pitch as well. All right, so here's like one of the more basic just tail designs here, and I think that this adds some weird stuff underwater. All right, let's pitch ourselves back. We can still turn, it seems like. This definitely isn't as good, so we might have to add... This is actually kind of tough. This is really tough to think about, because this definitely gives us pitch. Our pitch is okay, but you see that weird thing happening where like it's not smooth? Even though the tail is going up and down kind of smooth, the pitch has this like random jerky behavior, and now it's not doing it anymore. That's weird. All right, but this actually makes our roll extremely slow compared to the way it was before. So this is something that we're gonna have to try to rectify here. Okay, so this is my solution. I just put some fins on the... Whoa! I just put some fins on the side of this thing, and it has some weird, like, inconsistent results, which I'm not really sure. Like, see right there? It was super, super quick, and sometimes it's super quick, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. Like, right there, it's just, like, it's not really working at all. So I don't know what the deal is with... See, like, right, why isn't it working there? And it's not working very well. Oh, and then it goes really, really fast all of a sudden. So there's some inconsistent physics happening with the wings, but it's a decent looking sub, I think. I'm just going to experiment to see if we can fine tune this thing. Maybe the angles of these are just a little bit too strong. Maybe if we have them a little bit less, it could be a little bit more effective. All right, so I've lowered the angle a lot, and I've also lowered the speed of them by like half, and so far so good, but let's see if it remains consistent. Oh, this is actually almost like faster than the other ones. Okay. This seems to be working much better, actually. All right, so I think I have the final product here. I've made some minor adjustments. Just lowered some of the extreme angles on some of my functional fins and stuff. I've added another propeller underneath and moved them a little bit forward to keep me from tilting back too much when I go forward. So this, I think, is an acceptable sub. Now all that's left is we're gonna have to build a giant plane around this thing, where this sub is basically the cockpit as a whole. But we're also going to have to make it so that this tail kind of functions as the actual plane tail. The difficult thing is the pectoral fins that do this, having those not get in the way, and then also making sure that it's attached only by detachable parts, so nothing else has a solid attachment to this thing that's going to mess it up and prevent it from falling off. So this is going to be a process. Let's get over onto land somewhere and see if we can do this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've built something that works. I have not tested out the detachment submarine function yet. I just wanted to make something that flies with a submarine attached to it. So the actual submarine tail fin is the pitch of the plane itself. And we have some additional roll wings up there, and we have some turning in the front there too. Now, it was really weird trying to think about how to shape this thing. It looks weird to me, but it looks better than just a flat platform with wings on it. So I just tried to add some cool things, and I'm hoping that, here, let's go into first person view and see. I wanted to make like, oh, let's actually see, that's not bad. I wanted to make it so that we could see something in first person. So I didn't want to build up right in the front of the cockpit there. Oh, that's even weirder. But at least we can see something looking forward. All right, where's our orbital view, please? There we go. So we do have complete control on the ground. Well, not reverse, but, you know, good enough. And I think we can even do a ground takeoff because of the angle that we're at. Yep, that's why I have the front wheel much lower than the back wheels. That way we're angled up into the air. So here we are. This is our vehicle. Actually, I should save this thing before we destroy it. So let's go ahead and land. We can also do a nice smooth landing, please. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. And we'll save this thing, and we're gonna see how it works with the detachable submarine function. The whole purpose of this video is to detach a submarine from a plane. So let's see how it works. Oh, do we have? I don't know if we have enough runway here. Come on, get up, get up. There we go. Okay, so let's say you're flying over the water, and for some reason, you need to destroy your very expensive aircraft for the sake of ejecting into the water. So when I press the control button, I'm hoping that we should actually eject and go down into the water. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, detach. What happened? Like, we detached, we lost control of the actual craft, but we couldn't actually fall apart from it. We may have enclosed ourselves too much. So, let's try that again. Let's try to analyze what happened here. I'm thinking... Oh. I thought that we would fall down, which maybe we still can. Maybe I just gotta use my pitch to peel away from my vehicle. So let's try that. There we go. And 3, 2, 1, detach. Oh, there it goes. And then we soar down into the ocean, and now we're a submarine. Oh, and there goes our vehicle too. Oh, wow, we're actually going pretty fast. That's kind of awesome. That totally worked. There's a bit of a lag time between when I press the detachment and then like there's like this glitch that happens and then it detaches. So it's kind of disappointing that it's not like a smooth just falling away from the vehicle, but it's working as intended, at least for the most part. So let's do that again. Let's see if we can find some type of challenge to do with this function, like detach ourselves and then have our submarine land in a certain area, like an underwater or a high diving infiltration mission. So you're basically flying your submarine into an area, and then you have to just infiltrate the area via submarine from the air. But first, let's just do a couple of more practice detachments just to get a hang of how this thing's working. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, detach. Yeah, my vehicle, like, oh, that's not bad. That's pretty easy. Once you get the hang of actually nosing down or pitching down, then it becomes not too bad. I'm wondering if for the sake of making sure that our plane vehicle doesn't actually fall down right in front of us, we should probably pitch up and then detach. That might help a lot. Okay, so now let's fly around the map and see if we can find a good infiltration spot for this submarine mission. Well, there's that river going through there. I'm thinking this area over here because it's kind of like an isolated and contained water area. Let's try to infiltrate that via submarine, but from the air. Basically, this is almost like a submarine bomber, but we are the bomb. The submarine is the bomb, so that's kind of cool. We're gonna pitch up before we get there so that our plane hopefully flies over. All right, and detach. Oh no, I detached way too soon. Oh no. Our plane hit us. Oh no. So our plane makes it, but we don't. So the only thing I wish is that the thrusters would stay on after we detach, so that way the vehicle would actually fly away. There's no way to do that unless I put another seat on it and then set the thrusters to toggle instead of just button pressing. All right, but let's try this again. All right, are we going over? Is it right over here? All right, it's right over here. All right, let's go ahead and detach. There we go. Dive down. There we go. We're going in. We're infiltrating. And here we are. Successful infiltration. Where's our plane? I have a feeling our plane's going to be following us. Mr. Plane. I think we actually managed to leave our plane behind, which is the whole point. All right, so I want to try one more thing with this. I want to see if we can make it easier to detach so that we don't stay with our plane for a while. So I'm going to make an adjustment to this back section here. So hopefully it's not going to hold us in. I really wanted it to contour around the submarine, but I don't know if that's going to work as well. All right, let's see if this does any better. All I did was reverse the angle of these so they go out instead of in. So hopefully, what my plan is for this is when we press the detach thing, our submarine's actually just going to be able to fall right out rather than being carried along with it. So let's see if this actually works. All right, and here we go in 3, 2, 1, detach. All right, that was actually worse. That's really weird. Why was that so much worse? I really feel like we need to make it so that the thrusters stay on. That way, when we detach, the craft will probably pull away from us. So let's try that. All right, so here is the adjustment. I've had to add 2 seats to make it symmetrical, but those should keep the thrusters on when we detach. And I'm hoping that's going to make our plane actually pull away and allow our submarine to just fall from our vehicle, because I don't like the fact that we have to kind of wiggle our way out. All right, let's hope this works and hope that those seats didn't add... Ooh, those seats added a lot of weight to the front. That's not good. All right, well, we're just going to have to see how this works anyway, just to see if my idea holds water. No pun intended. All right, and 3, 2, 1, detach. That right there is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. All right. All right, so now we just have to figure out how to make it function better, because the seats... They're a little heavy on the front there, and I don't really like having 2 of them. So let's see if we can do this in a better, more practical way. Okay, so I think I've come up with the most elegant solution I could think of, which is to do this. So I put the cockpit seat, the actual plane cockpit seat underneath, so it almost looks like a viewing window for the submarine infiltration mission. So whoever's piloting the plane, and somebody actually kind of almost could pilot the plane, except for the fact they would have no pitch control after they drop me off. So maybe that might be something we have to think about. Oh no, I just realized I used an old version where we're still kind of holding ourselves in here. Let's see how this affects things. All right, ready? Disconnect. Oh, well, I totally forgot to set this up the right way because my thrusters were not on toggle. So let's try this again. Okay, so now I believe I got everything hooked up correctly. The thrusters are on toggle. The submarine is now able to pull back out of the creation without being caught. And the flying craft should just keep going. So let's just go for it. Let's go for this infiltration type mission and see what happens. All right, I think we're gonna have to jump out pretty early here. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, yes. That was so good. Look at it go. And then we just infiltrate into the, I don't know, what grove here? I feel like a grove needs plants. But yeah, now we're good. We've infiltrated the area. Wait, how did my craft... Did my craft crash here? How did that happen? It was going way away from us. All right, that's weird. All right, so this is it. This is what you guys asked for. Let's do another just fun run of it for the end of the video. We're gonna just do an open ocean one just so we could really see it happen. And let's hope that we don't hit the water here. We're having a little bit of trouble with pitch since we're a lot heavier with this whole cockpit thing underneath. But yeah, you asked for a detachable submarine that goes into the water from a plane. And this is what you got. So leave a like if you liked it. And let me know what you guys thought of it as we detach here into the water in 3, 2, 1, detach. Did I detach? Oh no. Oh, I'm not driving. I'm not driving the submarine. I got into the wrong seat. Let's try this final one again. It definitely doesn't help if you get into the wrong seat. So gotta be careful of that. All right, leave some comments down below on what you'd like to see me do in future episodes, because like I said, this came from your comment. This was a suggestion that you guys have been suggesting for a while. So I want to know what else you'd like to see me do in Trailmakers. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, detaching from the plane. There we go. And I'll see you next time. Bye.